Because from this angle it looks alright, but
Okay.
this is like, you just
Do two fists.
Yeah,
Two
yeah, you can't.
Go 3,000.
I did not aim at me, I was up there, bro.
That's a good thing. This and be like,
Oh my God, it's me.
good morning, bro. I hear that.
Hey,
Yes, we
again,
are
back in the stew.
in the
stew.
Listen,
Episode 2025.
25.
Look at
Quarter
that.
century.
Everything like
And
go
we'd
on.
like to address our guest.
Yeah.
A very
Very special guest. Someone I've known for a long time.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes. State your name.
State your
cuz.
name.
I'm Jamal.
Yeah.
Sometimes go by Jamz.
Hey. Big other names as well.
You got a couple names.
I knew this is gonna come up.
There's something that we all want to know, and I'm pretty sure all the listeners want to know as well.
It's the mystery question. All right. So the
bonus.
Let's get straight into it. All right.
Why do you have so many Instagrams?
Do you know what?
That
boys?
is that fam. Sorry, that question.
No way.
Every other week or month,
Fam. I'm like, this is a bot. This must be a bot.
29 something.
What's going on?
Well, you know what? I've gotten a few different answers. Am I running from a woman or something?
Like, who
Have I got
running
a parody account?
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry, do you know what it is? Yeah, he never has one post, maybe two at most, and he will only be following and have like 60 followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He never built it up like it's there, isn't it? But anyway, carry on.
Tell us, please.
You know what? It's. I have like a love-hate relationship with social media. When I was younger and I was in university, I had a lot of free time. So I can be on Twitter. And you know, back in like 2012, 2013, Twitter was actually fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was bullying a lot of people. A lot of people used to get targeted, but it was funny.
Yeah.
Right?
I've
Obviously
heard that
now
still.
we grew up and we know a bit better now.
Yeah,
of course.
Could get
But like for
cancelled for
me, social media, it changes people. And especially Instagram. That's one I have a real problem with. Like, people get really into the numbers.
Yeah.
And then what happens is some people will use it to, I feel, make people feel bad about things they haven't got. So some people use it to kind of like show, okay, maybe you have a nice car, but then it's okay to show that, in my opinion, but it's a problem when it becomes you trying to flex on everyone else, say, look at my car, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. And you know,
Just had a pause. I was trying to get in a little gap. Just bring it closer.
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
I was trying to.
yeah, so I feel like when people use it to, you know, flex on others and say, showing your back, when they use the flex on other people and kind of like flaunt it and say, okay, I got this, you haven't got this, you can't make it to this level, it becomes a problem. And you know, in society that we have a lot of people who are suffering in silence with mental health issues. And some people look enviously at others and what they have.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't, maybe they have better things in their lives that aren't that specific thing. So for that example, the car.
Yeah,
They might have
yeah.
other things in their life that they have going for them, a career or whatever, and then they'll look at what they don't have and then become really depressed about it.
Yeah.
And I don't really agree with that. And certain times when I cared about social media, when I used to care about numbers like that, I would be thinking, oh my God, I got to follow this person. I got to have more followers than following. But like you grow older, I think my priorities kind of changed as well. Where I'm realizing that, you know, you see on Instagram you can have 2,000 followers, and you end up getting something like 50 likes. Which obviously that ratio is not great. Some people are just there for the sake of being there. There's nothing adding to your life. They're not liking your posts. You might not agree with stuff they say. And I don't feel like I kind of need it. So every time I come back with the intention on Instagram of just following people that I engage with. That, you know, if I post something, whether it's a TV show or it's a thought that I have, they will reply to it. And same with them, I would reply to kind of their stuff and have conversations on that. In addition to liking photos, I also try and follow people, because I have a thing, why you say I don't have a lot of photos, because I don't post something unless I believe it's aesthetically pleasing enough to me anyway. And I like to like people who have kind of like these same eye for those type of photos, the high quality images.
Like, almost Tumblr-esque.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be as artsy. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
It could be somewhere where you go on holiday, just the picture has nice colours and it just looks nice to you. You know what I mean? So people can do that. Even in London, when it's sunny, you get
Notting Hill or something like that.
yeah, like golden hour. Normally, you get really nice photos at the time. So I like kind of stuff like that. And just generally, I have to come back for work because I need to be following stuff in media that I work for, clubs that I work for. So I need to be on there to kind of get news faster. Otherwise, I think I would leave social media altogether, if I'm honest.
So then,
That's really interesting.
Do you know when we asked this question, I'm pretty sure we didn't expect to be here. But
it's brilliant.
But it's great. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. And to be honest, like for me, I'm just thinking. Because I had, like, at one point I had like about 5 different accounts all doing different parts of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was a bit taxing. So then I closed those accounts and just had one.
But you see
then it's like, why have you never thought about like just deactivating it? Why delete it?
Do you know what? It's really bad because when I leave with the intention of probably not coming back for a while or not coming back, period. Right? So like you just said to me just now, you had 5 accounts, and you see the problem is the mental toll that takes on you.
Yeah.
If you're having 5 accounts, it starts feeling like a job, not something you enjoy anymore. And you're not. I don't know if you were getting paid on any sort of like post or anything like that, but when it starts feeling like a job,
Mustard model.
So yeah, like I don't know if you're being paid or not, but when it starts feeling like a job and rather than something that you enjoy, and it's not having any sort of like income, it just comes to another thing that's on your mind. It's stressing about I have to post at this time, I gotta like this at this, and it just becomes a whole thing, which I don't really. I like to live my life kind of free. I go to work, I do my thing, and I make stuff. I make time for the people that I enjoy talking to, and I make time for the things I enjoy doing. Because I think that's important. When you work, 100%. And I work freelance, so I work across 3 different jobs. It's important to kind of have that break where you make time for things you just enjoy. And then, for example, like when in my most recent break, I went off completely. I went off Twitter. I went off Snapchat, I went off Instagram. And you know what? That was the happiest like 2-3 weeks of my life, you know? Like legit, I was so happy because I wasn't seeing any sort of like BS mentalities being pushed, propaganda being pushed online. You know, some people see things enough with popular accounts where they feel like, you know, because this person has 20,000 followers, what they say is automatically true. No, that's some real nonsense there. Like it's not.
I mean, you could have like say like 14, 15,000.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I think I know someone.
I think I know someone like that.
Don't get me involved in this, lads.
What's interesting about what you said as well is that you know, like some people have say 2,000 followers, but they're only getting 50 likes. So a lot of influencers sometimes feel like that in the sense that, you know, there's some people that kind of blow up, or they're like their Instagrams blow up, and they're still living in the kind of like the realm of, I'm still an average Joe, like I'm still an average person, but yet people are noticing me on the street now, and it's kind of like this middle ground in between, kind of, I guess, sort of fame or stardom or Instagram fame, whatever you want to call it, and just being a normal person, and you can really see the toll that takes.
Like what's his name, Ferdy?
Yeah.
Remember where you going? Was it where you coming fast?
Where you coming fast?
Yeah. Because he started to get hella followers, but he didn't have the content. It was just that one thing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he felt like he needed to
and then
start
he made the
doing
song.
stuff.
Do you remember he made a song out of it as well?
And then so he got bumped.
Yeah. Huh?
He got bumped, didn't he?
Yeah. You got bumped.
Yeah, he got bumped. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Wrong, like contracts.
Yeah, like robbed the peas.
Yeah, which they do.
And then from there, I think he's just gone downhill.
Yeah, because at that point, he just thought, like, I liked my life before, do you know what I mean? He probably just,
And that's the problem. That's the problem sometimes, trying to live in between this sort of like lifestyle of trying to, because when you're popular on social media, we've seen it sometimes. You know, I've been to day parties or this and that, and you see someone that like I've seen you on Instagram, and I've seen you're a little bit popular, but it's like, what equals that popularity? What, just because you're online and you got loads of followers, you get loads of likes or whatever else? Like that doesn't. What does that equal in the real world? Do you know what I mean?
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about as well. Like, because if your account went down tomorrow. You have 15k, you lost that. What does that become? Especially if you weren't like someone who was doing these sponsored posts, where you're getting money in. 15k, you're all gone. You might find it so hard to build up that that following again. and then that's where you see where people, do they really care? Do they really like your content? Because they may not, you might not reach those numbers again. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why you see a lot of people that get really upset when their accounts get hacked or something.
Yeah. Do you know what? Even just based on that, I wanted to ask two things, that one for you and one for you. So my question to you is, how many Instagrams have you actually made?
Bro, I lost count, you know. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Are you saying like more than?
I must be half
More than
century
10?
plus.
Swear down.
Like,
Fair.
I'm probably pushing those numbers, you know, because you know what?
Yeah.
I've really, like, and I'll tell you boys, I feel
And it's
really
all different
strongly.
variations of Jamal.
Bro, you know what? You know what happened? Yeah, I always try to think of a decent name because I would like something that's close to my name.
Yeah.
But then my name was stupidly, I deleted it with my actual name, so I can't get that name back ever. Innit? So I did that like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it's been like coming back trying to figure out decent names, but I don't know if I should have my full name for work, obviously work things, and you might post things that aren't related to work on your private Instagram, so it's always a little creative naming session when I come back, bro.
Actually, I'm not even gonna say that. And then the other thing that I was gonna say to you was, obviously, you had a phase where your account got hacked, and you lost followers. Like, I can only just tell us how
does that
felt.
feel?
You know?
Yeah, how does that? Because it's similar to what Jamal said about losing your followers, and then you just realise that's that. Like, how much do people actually really care?
Do you know what it is? I think there's different levels to it. Do you know what I mean? This is a thing of like, obviously I've been not grinding. Well, I say grinding. Yeah. I've been doing this since like 2013. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what 8 years.
Yeah.
So it's a thing of when I first started out doing what I'm doing on Insta, like I didn't obviously have the following I have now. So it was just like I was just doing it for a bit of fun. Thought I was a bit funny. People thought I was a bit funny. I was like, this is nice.
He's a funny man.
Let me just keep. He's a funny one. Let me just keep doing what I'm doing, and then obviously start to build up a bit of traction. And I was like, right, like, I could actually do this thing properly. So then obviously I started doing it properly, and like my following started growing more and more and more. And you become proper, like Jamal was saying, it becomes somewhat a part of your life, like a job. Do you know what I mean? So like I'll be going to work and I'm at work, I'm like, okay, I need to post a video today. Like what can I do? Like what content can what can I make? So it does become, in a sense, another job. Do you know what I mean? So obviously was it last year or was it this year? Was it this year that happened?
This year.
Beginning of this year. Beginning of this year.
Yeah.
My account obviously got hacked, and
touch up, fam.
it was a thing of like got molested, fam. It was a thing of like, I was like, because of the content I put out there and because of how long I've been doing it for, I took it very personal. Of
course.
Do you know what I mean?
Because that's hard work.
Do you know what? You know, I felt like you built all that organically as well.
100%.
It wasn't like someone like posted you, a famous person posted you, and you got followers from that.
It's only it's not so mad. It's only recently, like say the last 2-3 months, I've had like pages posting my stuff.
Yeah.
Before then,
Celebrity super.
fam. Before then, it's all
put in the
been
work
a
still.
slug,
You
a
got
grind.
that.
Yeah,
From
Keek.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember still.
Bro, from time, and now you got UK Gossip and
yeah.
or
Hold on, quick
SBTV.
question: what's happened to UK Gossip? What's happened to their page?
I don't know. Was it gone down again?
I think so.
Because it went down. Didn't go down a couple of weeks ago.
It's
or
been
something like
down.
So they posted my thing, and that, like the next couple of days they were gone.
What are you doing to them, Zio?
So what happened?
But
to
even
them?
like SBTV.
Yeah,
that is that's
It's a big
You know what I mean?
One of the first original platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Jamal Edwards.
Word.
Yeah, no, shout out to Jamz for real. But it's a
yeah,
thing of like I took it very personally, man. And it's a thing of like I made a new account, and like I managed to claw back in a couple followers that were following me from before. Obviously, you gain new followers and people that hadn't seen the stuff before.
Yeah.
So it was nice. And then it was like, I was
wasn't
like,
the
this
same,
is
innit?
long, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
This is long. And like I kind of gave up on making videos on that page. And then somehow, not even somehow, I know it was God, fam. God was like, bro, here's your account back. Yeah, hold that. Keep man, hold that.
You deserve
Just
So then it was just it was a good feeling to get my account back, because I was like, yeah, do you know what? It's not just about numbers and okay, this many views. We all know the algorithm on Insta is messed up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can have 50,000 followers and you may only get 3,000-4,000 views on a post or 1,000 likes on a post. Sometimes it looks like it don't add up. It's looking like raw. Did you buy your followers or do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't look authentic. But more time, it's the algorithm. So it's the thing of, it's not even about numbers. It's about the hard work that you put in. And what you've actually done over the years to build that following. That's what matters. It's not, well, for me personally, it's not about numbers and I don't care, man.
Like knowing that you've got so
comes
much
back to
variety out there.
It's like original fans,
100%.
Like, do you know what I mean? People that actually like.
And I
the
enjoy
stuff.
making people laugh.
Yeah,
like the amount of DMs I get daily saying, "Oh, like you know, you inspire me. You take me out of a dark hole." That's what I do it for.
Bro, that's the good side of social media.
Exactly.
That is the brilliant side of it.
That's
That's
exactly
like
that.
the positivity that I kind of like to see when people are saying, you know what, I had a bad day, but I come on and I watch this. It
That's
made me
what I
feel
live
a whole
for, you
lot
know.
better.
When I post, when I post something,
Steve-O.
yeah.
Like Steve-O. That's a funny guy, but he's real.
But he's real, 100% humble, 100% real. But when I post a post, I just love seeing people responding back, laughing and having a good time. That's what I do it for, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like numbers, the views, it comes with it. It's part of it. Yeah, that's
it's
nice.
just
But
whatever, do you know
it
what
makes
I
it
mean?
look glamorous, cool, whatever. But for me, the real meaning of the whole social media game is just to make a difference, kind of thing.
Do you know what? I think like Insta kind of changed their algorithm to help engagement, but I feel like where they've tinkered with it so much, they've just
messed it up. Because now you have to almost save a post, isn't it, to really kind of get the
but no
engagement.
one-
but no one does that. Who goes to the
that.
right hand side and clicks on the save thing?
no one does
that. Why
everyone
save?
likes
You don't-
it.
if
They
you
either
want
like,
to see it.
like
Or
it,
you
comment,
comment.
or you scroll
Yeah.
past.
You
No one
scroll
goes
past,
and presses save.
Do
You
you
know
know
what
what
I'm
I
saying?
mean? So there's so many things that they've flipped and changed, and I really feel like it's changed the dynamic of people really engaging with other people.
Yeah,
Like you said, there's great sides to social media. There's some brilliant things that have come out of social media since it's been sort of it started excelling. But at the same time, there's some negative things.
Yeah,
that have really
very,
come out
very
of it.
dark side.
Yeah, so Jamal, like even following on from what you were saying about you know, with your multiple Instas.
Jamal one.
Yeah, Jamal one. Jamal with X.
JX, blah, blah,
23. Yeah, I saw you even put like numbers in there, fam. But yeah, so even following on from that, and you said that sometimes you even have to come back to Insta for work purposes. Like, just tell us a bit more about like what you do for work.
Okay, so I work as a camera operator, video editor, and production assistant, all freelance. So going back to what you said about media, being on social media, I think we'll all agree that you don't get news faster than you do on social media, particularly Twitter.
Yeah.
So in terms of sport, which is like what I work in, getting news works so much quicker on social media, on Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I really came back there. In terms of Instagram, that's just for the photos, aesthetically pleasing photos. And then, you know, you get updates and stuff on different teams and stuff like that. And also because I make videos, edit videos, I kind of want to see how it goes online.
Yeah.
I just to make sure that the quality is good. Also looking at stuff like dimensions of videos, how I can improve it.
Yeah.
According to like Instagram's algorithms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of be on there, not actively, but just to see when stuff gets posted, just to know what's going on.
Yeah. Fair. So like, what in terms of like, so your job role? You said, what did you say? You
Camera, video editor, and production assistant.
triple threat.
Triple threat, yeah.
Triple threat.
How did you get into that? What was
like,
what's the spark for it?
I think you guys, I went to school with some of you. Aaron would probably know more than anyone that I used to like in school taking photos and videos and stuff just as a hobby. And when I initially went to university, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I remember everyone was signing up to, you know, UCAS and trying to click on what they're trying to do. And I was thinking, what do I actually want to do? Because I don't want a career. I think this has always been my thing, even from young.
Yeah.
I don't want a career that makes me wake up dreading going to work every day.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, you need money, and obviously money makes you survive. You can't afford to not do it, you know what I mean? So I think if I could maybe combine something that I was loosely passionate about in school days, go to uni and, you know, try it. Then I thought, you know, it'd be cool. And then I saw the TV production course. And I read what it was about, and I said, you know what? I really want to try this. I really want to give this a go and try and make something of it.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I went to Solent University in Southampton.
Okay.
What, some good times in Southampton?
No.
sound like you know it well.
I've heard a lot about that South Coast.
Yeah, it's a good. You know what? It's good for parties. It's good for parties down there. I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
But I went to uni there. Got on the course and the stuff that they were discussing.
Looking at them girls in their class. Sorry, you know what? The listeners will see that on YouTube.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you went to
I went to Solent Uni.
Yeah.
And these guys are gonna kill me.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
So I went to Solent Uni in Southampton. Immediately when I got on the course, like the first week, the stuff they were talking about was heavily like film.
Okay,
You kind of like get a deeper appreciation for just the shots, the angles, just all the stuff, and you kind of look at things with a more analytical mind. So I like that aspect of it. And then, so how I got into sport was mainly, there was a module that we did where we had to pick a project to film a short documentary on.
Yeah.
And we chose one where we called it, I think, Foreign to the Game, which is where we followed 2 foreign basketball players that come to the university. Solent Uni is very big on sport. Sport and media, 2 of the subjects that they excel in. So we followed 2 basketball players, kind of like their daily routine, sat down, standard interviews with them, went to the gym and kind of did stuff there with them as well to film them. And then through that I was able to start filming for the basketball team at Solent.
Yeah. Okay.
So filming some highlight reels for those 2 players. Ended up going to Liverpool with them one time as well. When they had like a little tournament away, which is quite nice. We went out night before, clubs and stuff. It's really cool. And then my uni, I didn't realise, but I got really tight with the Sports Solent guys. And then I realised that the uni had a link with a partnership with Southampton Football Club.
Oh, sick.
So I asked them, can you get me someone in touch with someone, who is a contact at the club.
Yeah.
So long story short, I got in contact. I said, I'm a media student. I'm trying to get some work experience. I think it was closer to the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then they said to me, okay, cool. Come in for pre-season. I remember the first game I did for Southampton was against Espanyol in a pre-season game.
Did you say get your boots on that?
Go on, mate.
Listen, it's such a big moment in like my career that you always remember it. It's something you're always gonna remember.
Yeah.
That's big.
And then ever since then,
Espanyol, you know.
La Liga, that's wavy.
Telling you.
and then just like I was doing stuff from like behind the goal, so it was like right at the top, end to end, where you could see like really good shots of stuff that's going on there. And it was just amazing. I thought, this is where I need to be. I need to aspire to get back to the heights of Premier League football kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I realised I missed that whole section before I told you boys in the career.
Yeah.
So initially what had happened was I came home from university and I was like home and kind of like in COVID times, I wasn't really shooting anything. I was editing. I didn't really, you kind of lose your sharpness after a while. Because when I went back to work recently, I had to actually just, my hand was shaking a little bit, bro. I was like, I needed to get my shots, I need to get my lines correct again, which I'd obviously, it's like a use it or lose it kind of thing. So in the same vein of what I was saying there, I came home one summer and I thought, I'm not really doing anything. Maybe I should try and get some like experience, try and get a job in media. And then I came through, I think it's one of them sites like read.com or something. I found a non-league company at the time that was doing non-league football, and I applied for a job there. It was basic pay rate at the minute, but they were covering like non-league games. I didn't even know non-league football existed at that point. So I didn't. That was a brand new world for me. And it was like, I came in. They spoke to me, told them about my filming background at uni, and they said, we'll love to have you on. And then I bounced between 2 clubs, Dulwich, which is what I'm involved with now.
That's the one that I've seen you.
And I used to do Hampton and Richmond Borough also.
Okay.
So Hampton and Richmond used to be my team, so I used to go there, film their games, and then have to send it off to the editors to get it done. And they used to just do like package highlights of like non-league football, and I think they had partnerships with the clubs. So the club pays a fee and the people join and become members of it. So it made a bit of money. I think a portion of that also went back to the club as well. So it was good for like everyone or something out of it. And that's essentially how I kind of got my job after I left uni as well. It was someone from Football Exclusive, the company was called. Called me up and said, you know what, Dulwich are looking to start a YouTube channel. could you come in and be a camera up and edit games? And yeah, I've been there since 2016.
That is sick.
Boy.
bro.
So,
Sick still.
so that's the thing I would say to people, like, you know, take the opportunities when you can.
Yeah,
I think something
yeah,
I'll,
100%,
because who would have thought
You wouldn't
stuff
know
that
that.
I'm doing, I was doing what 2013, 2014. I'll
Yeah.
still be doing now and
Yeah,
making a
yeah.
decent living
Yeah.
off of that. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Started off taking photos, now you're editing.
that's
films.
it. That's it.
Put us in the playground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
You
how it
gotta,
starts, though, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's how
It's
it starts,
crazy,
bro.
for real.
Yeah.
but it's like anything, man. You gotta just find your passion. You just gotta go after it. You know.
No.
I heard that.
Because- you know Intent? Clappers.
Yeah.
Say. You ain't seen the film Intent?
I have, but I ain't seen that.
That's what the other crew's called, Clappers.
Alright, cool, but I ain't seen that. No, but I watched it, but I didn't really care for Intent.
Is that, do you know what? It's how sure went from smiling and laughing, yeah, to like, no, I've not even seen Intent still.
I was just thinking like, what?
Anyway, what are we talking about? Next topic. So I was online now, yeah.
Go.
I was online, guys, and I saw something and I had to screenshot it. And someone basically tweeted, I feel like I'm constantly worrying about the next part of my life without realizing that I'm right in the middle of what I used to look forward to. That's deep, isn't it?
That is deep. So.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I think it's a thing of like, people are so obsessed with success and like looking at where they want to be. It overrides like that post said, that they basically override where they are right now, and it's like they forget the amount of work they put in to get to where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
They're
that.
still constantly trying to climb to reach the ladder, to reach the top
Yeah,
of where
yeah,
they want to be. So
Yeah.
it's just, it's a never ending cycle, really and truly, man. Because you're always gonna want to excel and do more.
Yeah.
Always. You know what I mean? So
I feel like we put such an emphasis on the big goal, like the outcome. Like I'm trying to get there, that you forget about the stepping stones in between.
Yeah.
I
I think this tweet, yeah, is a cheat code to life. And when I say that, yeah, it brings you back down to ground and allows you to sort of enjoy life as it is now, rather than wishing your life away. Because every time you set yourself a goal, you're not getting any younger. So when you reach it, you're getting older. So if you're not enjoying the process of how you get to your next goal, you before you know it, you're gonna be a certain age, and it's like, oh my gosh, I've not enjoyed my life. I've just worked to get to where I want to be. Now I'm here.
Can I just add on to that? Though?
Yeah, go on.
Like, I 100% agree with what you're saying. I'm just thinking from another point of view as well, though. You know, when you're saying that some points like you haven't really enjoyed the where you are, and like obviously you're so quick to get to the next stage, but at the same time, I've seen people who enjoyed where they are so much that they get stuck there.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
balance.
And
That's
all of
true.
a sudden, like you've all seen it, like the hot guy, the hot girl in school, like when we move out of school, when we move and whatever, they're still there on their shenanigans and that. Do you know what I mean? And they end up like that's what I was. That's the.
Do you know what I
alternative
took
that was
from this
thinking.
though? Yeah, it's more so they were emphasizing the fact that we're always worrying about the next part of life,
Yeah,
but you're not actually enjoying where you are now, because where you are now, at one point it was a goal.
Yeah,
If that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So as you're there now, you've reached your goal. Not to say that you should settle there like what you said. You should settle there and then get stuck there. But as you're moving towards your next goal, enjoy the process where you are now.
Yeah,
Like, give yourself a bit of credit and sort of. Do you know what I mean? My brother's got me in story. You know me. But
I know what that's like. That's what it is. I think it's to the point he's looking at you. Just
I'm sorry, man. I
It's
can't
gone.
help
No,
myself.
it's fine, man.
That's how I
It's
am.
fine. Audio, it gets picked up.
I think that it's do you know what I mean? But I think it's a good sort of kind of reflection to have, because I don't think as young people we always give ourselves enough credit for where we are in life.
Yeah,
No matter what walk of life we've come from. Do you get what I'm saying? Where we are now is probably better than where we was.
Would you think about that quote like there? Like,
Yeah.
how do you take
I think personally, nothing's promised. tomorrow isn't promised for any of us.
Literally.
You can look ahead, you can forecast for us what's ahead, but I think it's okay to be present and enjoy where you are.
Yeah.
I also think it's important to realize where you came from. Maybe you came from a situation that wasn't as good before.
Yeah.
And I was watching The Office the other day, and I watched the finale, and one of the characters said something that really stayed with me. He said something, I'm going to paraphrase it, because I can't remember the direct quote, but he said he wished someone who told from the future had told him, or in the present day told him, that the good old days were the good old days.
Yeah.
Because when you're there, you kind of think about where you want to be, where you want to kind of be ahead, and what you want to do in the future. But you realize that sometimes in the past, you live some of the best moments of your life.
Literally.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking too far ahead at that point, you're never really actually all the way present, and you never kind of maximize and make the most of it.
100%.
And like, that can be something where it's a time in your life where you were carefree, you didn't have such responsibilities. You might have had people who sadly passed away in your life, or you maybe didn't enjoy, just being in their presence enough, or talking to them, or taking, the lessons that they were trying to teach you while they were there. You might not have taken it. So I think it's very important to realize that the present is good as well.
Yeah.
Because maybe 5 years from now, you guys, what you're doing right now, you might look back at this day and think, these were the days. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be looking back with regret.
You imagine when listen, I'm speaking into existence when we start doing live shows and we're here like, listen, come on.
Listen, all of us.
What?
No, 100%. You're speaking 100% facts.
Facts, fam.
Facts, man.
Do you know why I'm speaking facts? Because I remember being a kid and thinking, I can't wait till I'm an adult.
Listen.
I can't wait till I move out.
Let me just say.
Biggest.
Listen.
Biggest.
Yeah, what you just
do you know what I mean?
But listen, do you know what? Yeah, even the other day, fam, and like obviously the weather's been up and down. Yeah.
It's going to bang off my phone. Sorry, that's really
You good, yeah? You good? You straight?
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright,
sure? Cool.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, like I was saying,
The other day.
yeah, just the other day, like I was going home from work, innit, and I was on the bus, and you know when it's hot, you got it was cold when you went out. When you're coming back home, like 3 o'clock or whatever, and you got your jacket on. It's kind of sweaty and whatever, and you're like, I was on the back at the back of the bus at the top deck. And obviously all these kids came on, innit?
Yeah.
And obviously where I'd normally be like, you lot are annoying, fam. But I kind of felt like the stupid bands that they run. And I kind of felt like one of them, because I was thinking, I remember when this used to be me, fam.
Fam, 100.
I remember when this used to be me, and it was
100.
like, your biggest worry was...
Was Beyblades.
That's the thing.
Do you know
my
when
baby
life got
broke.
real for me as an adult? When I went dentist. And it was no longer free.
Oh, my days. Yeah, I was like, what do you
I
mean?
got slapped with my first bill. 100. What?
Don't get me started.
My mum used to just tick the box. On
Do you
the thing.
know what I'm saying?
Prescriptions.
He used to pick prescriptions. My mum dad
Do you
used
know-
to tick the
No, I'm
box.
sorry, yeah. Even now for prescriptions, yeah. I tell them I'm on universal credit. Bro, I take the box.
Straight.
I don't care.
Straight.
Bro, they're pricey.
Yeah,
Prescription ain't
fam.
cheap.
They're not cheap, bro.
Bro.
Fam, I'm on job seeker.
Yeah, you might want to cut that out.
What is it?
Might want to cut that out. fam.
Now walk out the
Yeah, we'll
universal
see.
credit.
Yeah, we'll cut out the prescription bit.
Just
He just pays for anything. He just said Haribo's.
get me.
But you know what, boys? I was thinking about, like, the other day I was having a conversation with someone, and I was saying that summer, the summer you leave school, and every single stage where you're in between, like, before you begin a new stage in education. So when you leave school, before you go to sixth form or college, when you leave college and before you go to university. I was thinking that summer we finished school was one of the best summers of my life.
Literally.
Like, it was so carefree.
Yeah.
We literally got up, played Call of Duty,
Literally.
ate, done some nonsense for a minute,
Literally.
then came back in the evening and started playing COD. And that was like some of the best days of my life. I can't lie.
Do you know what? Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, we got a chance to kind of relive that with the pandemic because everyone was home, so we had time. We could stay up to some ridiculous time.
Do you remember you used to like scraping the ball from under the car with
Literally,
your foot, fam? Bro.
Or climbing the fence. Or climbing over onto AstroTurf when it's closed and then playing ball for all day for no reason. Do you know what I mean?
You don't want to go home and go home and get juice because you know if you go in like
have to sneak.
Yeah,
to sneak, fam. Do your Mission Impossible.
Plenty of times
But that summer is definitely the best. So. And do you know the other summer was the best? The summer after you finish college and you're about to go uni.
Yeah.
That summer
it's exciting because it's like the preparation, anticipation to go in university, the freedom.
Summer,
Do you remember that summer? Because we went
out.
We went Tiger.
We went out so much, man. And like the results day parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I actually think I even hit that, fam. You know, I was just everywhere. Fam.
You were just everywhere. Sean was in uni and he was
every excuse, fam. I was just everywhere.
4th year sports science.
Someone was like the definition of
Them lot are cheering for A levels. I'm like, yeah, all right.
well done.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes it's amazing how you sometimes don't appreciate the present. That's what it is. You really don't. Because there's times I've looked at certain things and I'm like, rah, like, I wished for this 2-3 years ago. And what I wished for might have not always been this amazing achievement. It could have just been for more peace.
Yeah.
And then the days are more peaceful. And that is just so amazing. That is amazing in itself, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man.
Gratitude
100%.
is a must.
It's something that we, because even on my commute sometimes, and I see school kids are going to work, going to school, and I just think to myself, you ain't got a clue what's about to hit you.
No, you got no
Scooby.
There's one comet coming your way. You're Greenland right now. Like, you know what I mean, fam? It's coming for you. Fam. You know what I mean, bro?
Do you remember being in school and looking at like adults?
Yeah.
And thinking like they're big people.
You see that picture of
Sometimes thinking they're stupid.
What 28-year-old looked like back in the 80s.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the picture, but can you imagine how?
Let me see if I can find it.
Like,
Hold
I'm
on.
sure it was Jamie Foxx in it.
Yeah, it was Jamie Foxx in
Foxx.
a
Yeah, I'll slap it up, fam. But yeah, fam. And I can imagine it, fam. But yeah, man.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing how like
it's crazy.
Your perception of life changes with the stepping stones, with the present, with the future.
I can't find that.
Yeah, man.
But even with the even when you look at like even some relationships as well back in the day, and you're just thinking like,
yeah, fam,
like
the good days.
Back then it was like this is the be all and end all.
Puppy love, innit?
Oh yeah, you just
bro,
think,
don't
wow,
get me started.
if I break, if I break up with this girl, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's mad.
Fam, but like even back then, I used to just kind of think like I
This is
wanted
it.
someone. Yeah, I wanted someone a certain way, and just yeah.
I think it's a bit of like naivety. When you're young, you think, oh my God, I got to have a girl that looks like this. I got to have a car that's like this. My house must look like. And I think when you're young, you just know what's on TV. You ain't really lived. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what's gonna be on there. You don't know what's like the challenges in life you might face.
Yeah.
So life has so many different avenues you can go down. You can't really like. You can't call it, essentially.
Yeah, you can't.
Do you know what I mean? It's all unpredictable and it's all variable.
You just got to follow the process.
But yeah, even like following on for what you said, like obviously you start to develop this expectation of what you want, and then obviously like as we grow up, we tend to want what you call was it 80-20 kind of thing, and it's almost like someone can be at a certain level and have 80% of what you want, or they can be skyrocket high but only have 20% of what you want. And it depends on what. For me, it's kind of like what you prioritize. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to find that balance with it.
Yeah.
But like,
because it comes back to women. Well, again, I guess that's one aspect of it. That could be like it doesn't even have to be women. It could be a job. It could be a job. Sometimes you're in a job and you're like, my manager's annoying, My manager's always on my case, man. Why are you so picky about certain things? And they're just irritating you. And then you see another job and you're like, salary's looking all right.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, you know, early finish on a Friday.
Yeah,
you know, breakout Fridays. Open up the bar or whatever. And then you're sitting there, you're just thinking to yourself, yeah, this seems like a good opportunity. And then you get there and you realise it's not exactly what you wanted because again, it's 20% of what you thought you wanted.
Yeah.
I think it's important not to sacrifice where you know your grass is greener. And I think it's important to know where your grass is greener and evaluate all the options before making a big life decision. As Aaron said, it might be for a job. You need to make sure.
Said that though, you never know if the grass can be greener on the other side.
You never know. Listen, sometimes you have to take the risk, innit? You have to take the risk sometimes.
Like I'd say 9% of the time, the grass ain't greener, but there's a 10% chance that the grass is a lot greener.
So then in this case, let me flip it. Let's go to
It's a gamble at times.
what was it? It's to women.
All right, good. Yeah, all right, yeah. We'll put it,
So let's go to women.
As
a man.
As a man.
As a man.
As a man, as we do. Because we, you know.
Man. Yeah.
What does Winners Talking podcast say? Masculine shit. Masculine shit. Big up them, man. I like it.
Yeah. It's very calm.
But when you put it into perspective of women.
Yeah, so when you put it into perspective of women, like the question that I'm kind of looking for is what you said it. You said it earlier. You said it the best way. I can't remember. So
I was saying that, like, do you think there's such thing as swapping your 80 for 20?
Yeah.
When it comes to women. So what I mean by that, especially for the listeners that are listening in, is if you have 80% of everything that you want
in a woman,
but then the 20% of what you don't have comes along, which could be, for example, man. All right, so sometimes man them know, when their girl's like she's good looking. She's between a 5 and a 7.
What I was trying to say is you have a scale system.
There's a scale
between 1 and 10.
So you know that your girl's she's good looking. To you, she might be a worldie. That's brilliant to you. But you know that most man them know that we got a scale. It's 5 and 7. So you know your girl's maybe she's a 7.
The Richter scale.
Yeah, she's a 7. But personality wise, everything else, she's a 10. She's a 10 to you. No one can tell you different.
10 plus.
But a 9 comes along and looks. A 9 comes along. Sometimes we've been at the day party. You see it there.
And they're just sniffing around. Leave me alone.
She look good. And then for that split second, sometimes you look and you're like, yeah, do you know what? She could have the 80 plus the 20. Now I'm at 100.
Words.
But that comes from experience, though.
Because sometimes
you never get the 100.
Because there's times where you've had the 80, or you've had a girl in your corner. Even maybe you're not in a relationship, but you're dating someone or you're seeing someone, and things are going really well there. But again, you're not in something that's solidified as a relationship, so you are sometimes being a bit promiscuous. You're talking to other girls, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go to a party, you see the one that's the actual 20, and you've got the 80, and then you start talking to them, but from afar they look good, and you start talking to them, and then just like,
find out they're just a 5, fam. It's just a 5.
It's just a 5. You don't even just
missing the 95.
Your personality's dead.
Yeah, no, it's true.
You're gonna look so good. Your personality's dead.
What's your name?
What I'm saying, if you've got someone with. Do you know what? The 80-20 thing is actually quite like subjective as well, because what usually is the 20 that's missing? What is it?
It is subjective.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It is subjective.
Because what is it that's missing?
It might be what you hate from.
Yeah, sometimes it could be the things in like. All right, so sometimes, you could be with a woman and she has certain things about her that you find irritating. Like, I don't know, she comes over to your house or you maybe live together and she does certain things that you're like, blah, blah, blah. But then there was a girl in the past that she knew how to do certain things. You liked it. She was able to, I don't know, she knew how to keep things tidy in a particular manner. And then you liked that about her. But then your girl now, she doesn't do it. But she does everything else. But that one thing that she doesn't do is irritating to you. You can sometimes be drawn to the fact of the girl that, I remember when it was like that and she would do that and blah, blah. I'm not saying it's right.
Can I touch on something?
Yeah, go.
Do you not think that some of those things can be taught?
They can. Yes, they can. 100%.
Which then gives you the whole package.
Yeah, it does. But some people, they don't want to. They don't want to have to.
Mold something.
Yeah, they don't want to have to do that. Some people
And
want.
that is the problem with today's generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the problem. No
Everyone
one
thinks
likes
they
to
come
fix
finished.
things. Everybody
Yeah,
wants brand
finished
new
product.
and brand new, easy. There's no
Yeah.
school like the old school.
Yeah, it's true, fam.
But
Look at
listen. Do you think, like Aaron was saying about that might be just one of their flaws, and if
Yeah.
you like love someone, I think you should possibly, depending on where it is. I'm not saying go out with like a murderer. That could be their flaw. You don't want that. But like if they have something that's a small flaw, you know what I mean? You might want to say, okay, I can accept that, and maybe have a conversation about it. And get them to maybe consider changing their ways. That will make you happier, and then you might, as a sign of goodwill and gesture, you might say to them, if there's is there something you don't like that I do that I can change for you? And I think that's a healthy way of kind of doing it, rather than
it's a good
kind of
way.
like molding someone, because you don't
100%.
really want someone that you're gonna
Keep
a yes man or
yeah.
someone you can influence too easily, like a pushover.
Literally.
Because that isn't gonna be good. Then you're gonna get bored of that.
Well,
essentially.
nowadays, that's what girls say that they want.
Yeah.
And they really don't want that, fam. Because
Yeah.
when they do, then they push him to the side for the guy that's going to disrespect them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's
Or
why
sometimes you can end up with a girl who is not a pushover, but she's so willing to do everything for you in a particular way.
Yeah.
That sometimes it can backfire on you in the sense that later on down the line you kind of like she's done so much for you that she now feels that you're nitpicking at her.
Yeah.
I mean that comes in a relationship sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah.
women do feel like we're nitpicking at
But
them.
that is
for
why
certain things.
communication is so important. Because, like Jamal was saying, when I said, you can teach someone, I'm not necessarily saying change their ways, because a leopard actually doesn't change their spots. But what can happen is when you're living with someone, you can coexist, if that makes sense. So you can tell yourself, if I love this person enough, I'm willing to make these changes, or I'm willing to accept that this is how it's going to be, so I'm going to be able to adjust so it doesn't annoy me. Likewise, you don't annoy her with some of the things that you do. Do you get what I'm saying? But I think personally, that's how you build.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? By accepting each other's flaws as you are, and then you kind of move forward with it. If it's something that is too much for you, that you can't deal with, then you might have to part ways, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Anyway, as you were saying,
Come on, Denzel.
yeah.
Give me
I feel
my
like- I feel like-
Stop it, man.
Speaking,
Give him the mic, give him the mic.
You got to speak into the mic.
It's loud right now.
When Sion was taking saying that there's that 10% that the grass could be greener on the outside for you, the grass is always greener where you water it, and that's something that Jamal and Dan both touched on by saying that you could either accept that this is how it's going to be and adjust your reactions to it, or you can say to the person like, listen, this doesn't really sit well with me, I want to guide you. You can guide someone in how you want things to happen.
Exactly.
But where it becomes a problem is when you don't accept if they're not willing to do it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So you need to also be willing to accept that they can take your words, they can say what you have to say, but they don't have to do it. Plain and simple. And that's you putting in the work to make sure your grass is green.
Yeah.
Bullet! Don't jump your neighbor's fence, you'll lose your balls.
Stop it! Calm down!
And we are going to end on that note. Listen, we'll come to the end of episode 25.
25, stay alive.
Quarter century.
25.
25.
Feel the vibe.
We had a very special guest today.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
down,
you.
bro.
Big up Jamal,
Thank
man.
you, Jamal.
Spreading that
I'm
knowledge,
glad to be here, boys. You know what I mean? I've been
You have
listening
to
to this
come
for
back
like
again.
since last year. These long football journeys, that's leaving playing in the car, bro, and it's nice, man. Honestly,
Thank you, bro. And do you know what? I know we say it to our guests, but when I say it, I mean it. You are always welcome on the show.
Always,
because you've got
always,
such a great
always.
opinion
Sound.
and insight to
Your
things.
mind is
And
very
people, I know
sound.
people really enjoy this episode as well when they're listening to what you have to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Love that, fam.
Not everybody has pure mind, you know. Everyone has a pure mind.
No, that's the thing.
It's rare.
And the insight that Jamal brings is a very kind of like niche almost mindset. At times, and people got to appreciate that.
Yeah, 100.
That's
So
it.
yeah,
fam.
but yeah, you've been here with Aaron.
Nah, you know he was.
Men like shrimps.
I like shoes.
Obviously, man like DCB, aka Chargy D, aka Aquaman Dan,
AKA
Under the sycamore
Chargy D.
you're done now.
Yeah, man. We out.
We out. We're done.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Just hold on. So actually, I'll do it.
Clap.
Bro, I'll make you something. Bro, am I moving mad?
Yeah. You trying to run it now?
Question.
What?
Why you call him under the sycamore tree?
Yeah, I always wondered that.
All I remember is
That's the one time
in the Lady Saw song. It was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow and me tell him to flee. It was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining for me. So I was like,
I was doing a DJ thing one time on Insta and I said, Chargy D. Under the
in the place to be.
In the place to be.
okay, fair enough.
And it just stuck from
Fair
there.
enough. Let's go because I needed more context. I was like,